Etiefo empenyufo se okusie empie ewia. Okusie pie ewia na kire se asemesi. Na onim se omanya yetimu yi openyi ba kwa wo team former president Kufour. Ever since occur retirement say waye kum pan na wo beti se papa be kasa na kire se ade bia serious na papa ya ba be kasa on Alban Bagbin any parliament ni Supreme Court ni Afenyo Markin nsensem na wotie nsem a former president Kufour or catch Alban Bagbin say Alban Bagbin should show leadership. Current parliamentary standoff na AC no or say embarrassing nimguasesem AC Alban Bagbin on show leadership on show say wo ye bema onjina ne naso na bema ya papa walking to which effect? Is it to the effect say MPP4 epese ye de omo pe ene ne trese ni bakro ye bema ana say Alban Bagbin interest say wo ye bema no na ne trese Alban Bagbin jina ne naso na ma won feed the Supreme Court take because me oka dem say Alban Bagbin no interest ye bema me meka ne say the Supreme Court take no mo fi and no na me no meka say Alban Bagbin ye bema. But Kufour, former president, His Excellency can say Alban Bagbin show say oye bema and no to which effect. Yanko and also Nyan kind na encrofor NTSA. Or say former president of Ghana, John Ajekum Kufour, has urged Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin to exercise strong leadership amidst the ongoing standoff in Parliament over majority seating arrangements. Kufour expressed disappointment over the situation, describing it as an embarrassing impasse that could tarnish Bagbin's otherwise distinguished career. It was a idea we AC a yeningwa someone say Alban Bagbin wan hwe ya ne career no e de fin e betale ho. Also the standoff stems from the Supreme Court's recent decision to stay Bagbin's earlier ruling declaring 4 parliamentary seats vacant. Members of the New Patriotic Party disagree with Bagbin in his ruling, while those of the National Democratic Congress are holding on to Bagbin's ruling. As the Bagbin's ruling, in effect, tilted the balance of power in the House in favor of the NDC, who now claim the majority of the parliamentarians. Now, say despite the ruling by the Supreme Court, NDC MPs continue to assert their newfound majority status in the chamber, occupying seats previously reserved for MPP majority. In response, members of parliament from the New Patriotic Party led by their leader, Afenyo Markin, have refrained from entering the chamber, hoping to avoid potential physical confrontations. Their absence has effectively stalled proceedings and underscored the tense atmosphere surrounding the majority-minority debate. Speaking in an interview with Asempa FM, Kufour emphasized the importance of Speaker Bagbin's role in resolving the impasse and called on him to prioritize stability and decorum in the House. It was say Alban Bagbin on no betumi ama Bronicas stability na tre say event say what you say inti Alban Bagbin no betumi ama pepepe yo ayeden esi e parliament ho. Alban Bagbin eno betumi ama asumdue yes AC ewo parliament. It was say he warned that if left unchecked, the current situation could damage Bagbin's reputation and undermine his contributions to Ghana's political landscape. I say I will plead with the Speaker of Parliament to step up and show leadership. What's happening in Parliament is embarrassing. It can destroy the illustrious record. It can destroy his illustrious record. So this is what former President Kufour say Alban Bagbin and here ade awoye no ebe say, but it's rather unfortunate say in this article no former President Kufour didn't say what Alban Bagbin should do. Okay, in the article didn't report on what former President Kufour told Alban Bagbin to do, but also read somewhere say former President Kufour somewhere what can they say Sa 4 MPs na omo yama omo we no as a yaji omo seat no former president Kufuor ka say eni kwan say yaji omo seat. I don't know. I want to find that story. Let me go find that story and then I'll add it and then we'll do a reaction. So this is what's this is the story, graphic online. So as I'm saying, the article we read, former President Kufuor, yantise wokan bibia in the sense ebia Alban Bagbin show leadership no, yantise wokacha Alban Bagbin say leadership no eye main tie Supreme Court for ana leadership no tie MPP for na ye de MPP for no pe ana tie because sisi asen ye kan between MPP and NDC. Inti no leadership no wanka de Alban Bagbin ontie wanka omo a wontie omo. Anyway, so let's continue with the same story. Related story, right? Or say the 4 MPs, and I want to believe that maybe this story can let us understand where Kufuor is standing. Former President Kufuor ye MPP into obviously we are all expecting him to stand with the MPP, but yanking can yank. Or say the 4 MPs cannot be said to have crossed carpets in this parliament. Former President Kufuor. Now yanking can. Or say the intentions expressed by 4 MPs of Parliament to contest the December 7, 2024 parliamentary election is elections in different capacities from status on which they are presently in Parliament cannot be concluded as cross carpets. Former President John Agyekum Kufuor has said. He said Ghanaians were watching what was happening in the House of Parliament and therefore there was no need to use any tactics or technicalities to disturb the peace of the country when Ghanaians were well aware of how they want to vote for which side to lead the House. Touching on the reasons for which the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, recently informed the House that 4 members have crossed carpet and that their seats have become vacant, a matter which was presently before the Supreme Court for interpretation of Article 97, Mr. Kufuor said to him he does not believe that it can be concluded that the said 4 MPs the said 4 members of Parliament have crossed carpets in this present Parliament, since their intentions are geared towards the next Parliament, which starts on January 7, 20. You see, it hurts me, yo. Therefore, let us bring things down and then try to explain. But it hurts me. I'm not going to lie. It hurts me, pan say. Someone like former President Kufuor will also be speaking this way. I'm not going to lie to you. It hurts me very much. So someone like former President Kufuor will be speaking this way. Yanko Parliament in Branimu, Article 97. Yanko ni yankin kan. Because I don't know where MPP for. Omoko konya sa meaning where. Omoni na kamende former President Kufuor ye penny to me nka so mo an omo aka no so ati bi kan. That be me yes I disrespect. But anyway, yenhwe Article 97 no. Let us explain. Ni ehu ne say ade no eye boapayo ana say ye dem, because it simply doesn't make sense to me that even a former President Kufuor will say this. How? You see Article 97 no omo ye fiwe online so. Let us read Article 97. Now, this is Article 97. Or say, if a member leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to join another party, or remains in Parliament as an independent, or under Article 97H, if he was elected as an independent candidate and subsequently joins a political party, such an act will terminate the tenure of that member of Parliament. This is as clear as day. So why is it that MPP for nina any Kufuor mon semo mo can say nipa krono ye ka say ebe affecting in the next Parliament na this current Parliament? How is it going to affect the person in the next Parliament when in the article no uti asemo a wokan? Charlie, is this that difficult for people to understand? as idea ne simple ne esan say ye pe ye kwan yinti no ye pesi ye yusu yankasa ye meaning be. But how is former President Kufour saying this? Former President Kufour Asemokan. Or see, to him, and you see, that is why Onoka said to me, you see, send your Onoka to me. Me wadam fudi. University mekai yewo university no. Ensem ya wo dibia na nsem nyede. Dibia se ye argument na nsem dibia nyede. Na nsem bia nyede. Na ohena se o man evidence na man evidence na man evidence we asem o kan say masa de wo kan no mate na so to me ne de eno no kan say na to me nso ni mu because of person tre say de wo kan de ye no kware na so ono no de ohun ne say onfa obetumi obeka ne say inti so obi person kan asem no ka say to me asem na kan de no kware na so me de say na mete ase a also ohun ne say ni background no or person taking entrenched position. And I'm very sad that former President Kufour is also doing that. Or say, to him, he does not believe that it can be concluded that the said 4 MPs have crossed carpet in the present parliament, since their intentions are geared towards the next parliament, which starts on January 7th. Okay, so if their intentions, okay, is for the next parliament, then the omo assessor party na wo ka se enye nde na wo se affect yo mo a time na affect yo mo omo akwa join ni party foforo no a wo mo aba parliament ya to aba mo aba parliament wi na mfiance ye be ka se oh the previous parliament e twemu no na wo ye MPP ni but this new parliament awaba no waba as a different political party nti ye mpene ma wo mba na sani. So etie for asem way, does it even make sense to you? Do you even understand it? Does it make sense to you? Na enye say ya adwin say ye nka no kware a na nka same way was say ye debate on otie the wording of article 97 tie or say if a member leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election. Jesus Christ, is this not English? What is the time of the election? Is it not currently? Yatu Nipakono Swaba for 4 years no. That 4 years no was the time of Nipakrono. That person is called an elected member of parliament within the 4 years. 4 years ni kemu na Nipakono wamba bioma onye elected member of parliament or a former member of parliament. So at the time of election is during the 4 years whilst the person is still in parliament. That is the duration. That is the time of election. If the Article 97 is clear in the word that at the time of election, Nipakrono joining a different party and as a walk independent, Nipakrono will lose ni seat. Yes, that be. Former President Kufour said that be. To me, ne dia mentias yes, me dia metias yes, Nipakrono will lose ni seat no in the next government ayeba. The next government, is it the time of the person's election? Is it the current time of the person's election? It is future. Whether the person will even be elected or not, you don't know. So you can't talk about the future. We are talking about current. At the time of election. How is this difficult? How is this difficult for anyone to understand? Enya bonen ye pesi edi, enya boapayo bi, enya ego bi, enya peja yemua. How is it that ye betina honi akase o media men tias ye media men? How are we doing this to ourselves? Etie for mon country me, how is it that we are doing this to ourselves? How? Is it fair? Is it fair? How are we doing this to ourselves? Do we have conscience at all? How can you tell? See, it does not believe it can be concluded that the 4 MPs of parliament have crossed carpet since their intentions are geared towards the next parliament, which starts on January 7th. So when should they receive the and yes, Article 97 because the MPP for and then that is Article 97. There is no sense in it. And this is the reason why I'm saying there's no sense in it. Okay, Yate. So what if nipa krono this time and I will contest about with a ticket of MPP and at this time all contested on the ticket as independent na mo catch and say any time when there was any nipa kuno lose ni seat na next government no and next election. What if the next election the person doesn't get elected? What does it mean? What if in the next election the person doesn't get elected? Is it by force? Is it automatic that the person and the what person will free the party mu eco party for front no? Is it automatic that the person will be elected in the next election? So what if the person doesn't get elected? That means then Article 97 is useless. That means Article 97 is useless. Say nipa kono wenya ya electing biom for the next because mona mo kan say mo dia mo tia say the next government. It is a next government no nipa kono ya electing biom and not say Article 97 no useless. Is that what you people want us to I mean, is that what you people are telling us? Is that what you people are telling? And then MPP for is it the water you people drink or what? And then MPP for idea very simple, say more person more complicated, just for your parochial interest. I don't understand. How are you going to tell us? Say media metiasia say idea no for the next way no so any automatic. If it was automatic, say obia or parliament and they no by force or no an obeba parliament the next 4 years. Their metiasia say Article 97 no ebia ebetumi achia say the next time ne de ye ma womba. But in the next parliament, any automatic so bebabium, it is a bakune di bonene sisiana, not to say one babiuma on receive punishment too. And the framers of the constitution, any son or modern, that is why they used simple English phrase, say, at the time of his election. At the time of his election, that is the simple English we should all understand. One can say the future election. At the time, it is current. The person is supposed to lose their seat. But former President Kufour, you were in this country and you saw Professor Michael Kwe do the same thing. That one, you didn't come out to say anything. The NDC 4 year, this is what you think. Charlie, look, no quarry, MPP for penny for more chroma. You guys have disappointed us. Truly, you guys have disappointed. 2016, year to Obama MPP no. Muma yeti assess MPP muna moyen embranim for muna nkamu wonim de. But that simple matter way send ya ba baby amo person mo de asem na fani baby amo de fa no. Charlie, am I yeti assess ade no. Charlie. Jawajo. Anyway, won't share your comment box nimo. Bedasi.